Hello, one and all, and welcome back to the Mockeries. Say hello, the Mockeries.
Hello, Mockeries.
Hello, the Mockeries.
Hey, absolutely brilliant. Guys, last time we left off, Maggie, not Maggie, her name's Marta. We were just talking about Maggie, which is why that happened. Marta, who was downed by your attacks, actually got back up and had a bit more fight in her, which was a bit freaky. And then when you guys actually finally managed to deliver that final blow for the second time, an orb of green light exited her throat, caged in gossamer thin magical silver threads that whisked it away back in the direction of the capital. And then Peter got involved, and with one swing of his magic laser sword, both Cloud and Thesia went down. Theramin, with no other choice, allowed him to take Moon, the
Moon.
but Moon stabbed him through the head and killed him. However, death is not so permanent with these people, these Legazi folks, and he came back and banished the scythe and left. Left you guys to regain consciousness and had a bit of a rough time after that. Cloud, in fact, after hearing from Madame Mad where the Moonlight Scythe would probably be kept in a vault in the Outer Plains Bank in Sessenseal, left the band and started to make her way with Ash on her own. These guys feeling a little bit depressed. Got a pep talk from Dylan. Trowel wrote a song for Cloud, which she did not hear, performed it, and then started to make their way after her. And after all of that, you have exited Astrafeld and are on the road. We are going to begin with Cloud. So you guys are separated at this point. Cloud, you've got a good head start on these guys, and you're on your own. You're not carrying, your horse is just carrying you. There's no extra equipment or anything like that. So you have made pretty good time. I'm going to say that by midday the next day, you are halfway to 2/3 of the way to Salt's Watch. And if you'd be so kind to give me a perception check, that would be very kind of you indeed.
So that's how this session's going to go. That's a natural 1.
Natural 1. I'm going to say that you had a really rough day yesterday. It was exhausting both physically and emotionally, and you haven't slept all night. You've been riding. You are tired. You are very tired indeed, and do not necessarily notice as the landscape turns from bogs to more hills and fields, so less wet, and little forest thickets start to crop up more and more around you. But that's sort of where you're at, and you definitely do not see anything else.
Just wiping tears out of her eyes constantly.
Oh.
So let's check in with Cloud. How is Cloud doing? What does Cloud do now? It's sort of midday, and I think quite exhausted.
Yeah, I think because she's exhausted, she'd probably stop and just know that she needs a rest. Ash needs a rest. She probably cares more that Ash needs a rest than herself. I think she'd just probably find somewhere sort of out of the way, off the main road, to go and sit and rest. And I think she'd just reflect on what's happened. She's feeling really lost. She doesn't know what to do, just to go and carry on. but it's not the sense of purpose she had before. She was building relationships with Theramin, and in her mind, she can't trust him now. She woke up and Sliver was gone. She doesn't know what happened. She doesn't know that it was his only choice. She just thinks, I told him that, I used the money, and now Sliver's gone. So she probably feels very alone. She probably just inwardly reflecting, trying to get back to the times when she was with her family, trying to get back to that natural state for her. And it sort of reaffirms that people are bad. She shouldn't trust them. She should trust nature. She should trust the things that are in her past, what she used to do. Because all of this is so new to her. Before meeting both Thesia and Theramin, she was on her own, and she probably thinks that's where she needs to be again.
Absolutely. You look around. There look like there are a couple of places off the road that would be a bit, again, these sort of thickets on these hills that would take you out of the way, give you enough cover and stuff to not be disturbed and what have you. As you are sort of getting off your horse and what have you, there's a little glint of golden light that comes out of your bags.
From the bag of holding, or just from my normal packs?
This is a leading question. Or
a little bit, but
this is what items do you have where?
So the things bag of holding with the horseshoe, the goblet. I'm trying to find it.
Let me just get this straight. There were some. Did the horseshoes get split up or something?
No, didn't. No, so
one.
you have one. And
Yes,
I've got
one.
3.
That's what I'm remembering. Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
Cool.
But I've only got a Dungeoneer's pack on me, I think. Other than what's in the bag of holding, I don't have anything else on me.
So all of your items are in the bag?
Yeah, even the compass is in the bag.
Cool. Then it's from the bag of holding that this golden light
bag of holding.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, trying to weigh up whether she cares enough. She probably would. She'd probably calm down a little bit. Yeah, she'd probably just stick her hand in and just root round, see what's making a light.
The Fate Stitcher's compass is the thing that's making the light.
Right. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I probably already know where it's going to point, but I'll have a look, see what it's saying.
You may be surprised to learn that it is pointing you off the road to your left, towards one of these thickets, like a specific one, and not back towards your friends.
Oh, okay. Is it quite close by? Well, I probably wouldn't know. It's just, it is.
Yeah.
I'd probably just be like, Ash, just stay here. I'll be back in a second. And just very slowly, very cautiously move up.
Cool. If you're being cautious, I'm gonna need that stealth roll.
That stealthy roll. 18.
Fantastic. Super stealthy. You don't make a sound, and you check out these thickets. Once you're within the line of the trees, you can see what you couldn't from the outside. Seems to be a very sheltered. It seems like a perfect spot to rest. It's invisible from the outside. There's enough room for you and your horse. There's enough room for a good number of people in here, actually.
Okay. So it's like a little clearing almost.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll probably go back, get Ash, and say, come on, I'm finding somewhere safe for us.
Ash will come with you.
My horse.
Horse is with you to the end, baby.
Yeah. Yeah, that horse. She bay.
Ash.
He bay. Ash.
Yeah, and the compass, once you arrive in this place with your horse, stops glowing. And
Put it back in the bag.
yeah.
Everything goes in the bag now.
Everything in the bag.
In the bag.
Yeah, 100%. And what we are going to do is, if you're resting here, is we will leave you where you are and cut away to these others. Thesia and Theramin. You have made far less progress than Cloud has done. But with the cart and things that you guys have, there's more of a chance for you guys to get rest. So when the day comes, there's no need for you to stop anywhere. Dylan's looking a little like he's forcing his eyes open. But if somebody else swaps out, just leading, then he'll take a nap in the back when the morning comes. It's okay. No, it's all good. We're on track. We're making as good a time as we can. Intrepid leader stuff. I'm good at this. I know what I'm doing.
How much did we get paid?
How much did you get paid for what?
Yeah, because we just like, how much did we get paid?
Did we talk about how much you got paid from the last time?
No, okay. I didn't get anything.
So here's the fun thing. Is that he sold meet and greet tickets, which you guys fully bailed on. So you guys have a lot of money, but there are some people who got scammed back in town. Which you guys remember as the dawn breaks and you guys wake up. So the good news is that you guys have 1,500 gold to split between you.
We need to give that money back.
Which includes the money that you earned doing your funeral gig and doing your gig in the evening as well.
We can have to reschedule. We can reschedule the meet and greet. I'm not giving the money back.
Well, and you guys are now several hours ride out of town.
Oops. 1,500 to split. Whoopsie. And that was my idea.
Whoops.
It's always fun when you go back over a thing and you're like, wait a minute, what happened to that plot thread? We forgot about it. And there were, to be fair, there were big emotional things happening that distracted. Like I forgot.
I think if it happened, Thesia would have just eaten someone.
You've yet to eat somebody, and I'm starting to think that you're all bark and no bite, miss.
What you say, Dean?
Someone wants to get ate.
I haven't gotten to play somebody getting eaten yet.
Damn it.
I'm kidding.
Dreams ruined.
So we split that 3 ways, right? We've got 500 each. Is that right? Yeah. Cool.
Do we have to though?
Well, we don't technically have to, but we're trying to make amends with Cloud here. Well, I am anyway.
This is a good.
We also we confessed our friendship to each other, so I think we're a bit closer than we were, me and you.
Yeah.
We've understood the importance of our band. Or at least I think we have, unless you're like saying that. And then you're just gonna eat her when we're right.
last session of this campaign is just Thesia going, and last, it's time.
A level 9 bard.
Scary stuff.
Scary.
So you guys are on the road. You by about noon you've made it about a third of the way to Salt's Watch. You know it's probably going to be another day's worth of journeying for you to make the rest of the way. How are you guys doing? And is there anything you'd like to do?
Well, yes. So I'm just gonna be in the carriage and Theramin opposite, just look him down the eye and go, I need to speak to your dad.
To my dad? Why do you need to speak to my dad?
Is it asking a favor? I need to speak to his boss.
Okay. I'm going to need to know a little bit more before I get Slugman on the line.
I'm going to do something stupid. She just kind of looks at him like, I have a plan.
All right, sod it. Let's go for it. Dad!
Dad! My boy, my beautiful boy!
Hi. It's a bit unorthodox, but my friend wants to speak to you. And yes, I have a friend.
Yeah, you were telling me about your friend actually last time. I wanted to talk to you about that. You were saying how you are not a superstar on your own and all of this stuff that's not selfish and evil. I was very concerned that you were not being selfish and evil.
Well, I have to appear to be really nice. Otherwise, people will dislike me, Dad. That's how it works down here.
Oh, you're saying it's a ploy. It's a bit to get audiences in.
Yeah. So if you could play along, that would be great, and speak to my friend, Thesia, who might try and eat you. So just bear that in mind.
Well, if she wants to try to eat me, she's more than welcome.
Plenty to go around.
Listen, what I want you to do is I want you to sit with Thesia and I want you to take her hands in your hands or put your hand on her shoulder or something like that. Then I will be able to speak to both of you. So only you have heard this. Thesia has not heard anything from her end.
So Theramin's just gripping my shoulder.
Yeah.
Is this working?
You are you both very comfortable? He says.
Oh,
yeah. Are you comfortable? Oh, okay, cool.
Great. Your bodies go limp, your eyes close, and your minds travel to the 7th layer of hell, of the 9 hells. You Theramin, have been here before in your dreams. There is this hall, this circular chamber with large round arched doorways with no doors in them that overlook this flowing landscape of the 9 hells, which, apart from one toxic green, black, almost sludge acid river that flows through, it seems like a very pleasant place to be. Actually, not at all like the classic idea of hell that you have known. And you and Thesia are both here, and through one of these doorways comes, again, this enormous, this is the first time, Thesia, you'll be seeing, truly gargantuan slug with compound insect eyes that just burbles and oozes for every inch that it moves along the ground. And out of this being, from no orifice that you can discern, comes the voice of Balzabul.
No discernible orifice.
How lovely it is to meet the friend of my boy Theramin. I hope that you have been taking very good care. Is that a yuan tea that I see before me?
Yeah.
This is amazing. We very rarely get to see your kind down here. You're so often pressed. You're promised to the abyss, who are our mortal enemies. Anytime a yuan tea wants to come to the Nine Hells for any reason, it's a very wonderful thing.
Thesia's just kind of like staring at him like because it feels so wrong. Obviously, Yuan-Ti Abyss and Theramin and the Nine Hells of Inferno, like and the priestesses where she's growing up is like it feels really wrong. But she's like just like smiling, going with it, like yeah.
It's worth mentioning that exactly what you're talking about. Your upbringing would have taught you, honestly, what most people's upbringing would have taught them, that the Nine Hells are frigging doom and despair, evil incarnate, but like not the right brand of evil for the Yuan-Ti, if you know what I mean. Like, whereas the Abyss is very chaotic. This place is rigid in its rules, and there's something about the craftiness, the cunning in like the word play that has nothing to do with physicality. There's nothing to do with like hunt. There's nothing to do with physical abilities. They would be very distrusted by the upper echelons of the priesthood of Malar. So you know to expect red people with horns who are willing to make very cleverly worded contracts to try to get your soul. But yeah, this guy's a big slug. So, my boy Theramin, what was it that you wanted to, or I suppose Thesia, you wanted to speak to me about something in particular?
Yes. If you would be so kind, I would like to speak to Asmodeus directly.
You want to talk to the boss man?
Please.
You know, Thesia, if you're looking for an infernal contract, I already have one with your friend Theramin that gives him extraordinary powers. We could make a deal, you and me, rather than going further up the chain. I am very powerful. I am one of the most powerful beings in the outer planes. We could make a deal.
I understand that, and maybe another day, or I'll bring people to you that are wishing to have contracts. But at the moment, I need to speak to Asmodeus about something a bit more personal.
Talking to the boss man is it's I don't like to talk like some of the lower devils or anything like that, but I will require some form of payment to get you in touch with Asmodeus. Because that's particularly awkward for me. Because I don't know if you know this, but I didn't always used to be a slug. That's Asmodeus who did that to me. That's I don't like that very much. So this is not, look, very simple kind of contract deal. I'm not trying to get your soul or anything like that. What I am interested in is why don't we do something like this? Why don't we say, if my boy Theramin's life should ever come to an end, your life will end instead. How's that sound?
Oh, this was on my list.
Your soul will go wherever it is you want it to go. If you're still bound for the abyss, so be it. But if the life should ever try to leave my boy's eyes, he will stay alive and you will be dead instead.
I'll do my best not to die as well.
Of course, look, my boy's very powerful and you yourself seem to be a very capable person. I'm sure that you are more than incentivized already to keep my boy alive.
Yes. And are we talking about he dies with no pulse, or you assume he's going to be dead but just unconscious?
He dies with no pulse and a one-time contract.
Obviously.
So mechanically, if he were to fail his saving throws, your life would end instead of his.
New character street.
Or need a resurrection spell, like Revivify or something like that.
But if he was just hit to like...
If he's unconscious, that doesn't activate the
That doesn't count?
Yeah.
Okay. It's just if he fails all 3 saving throws,
Yes.
I die.
You die instead, and he instead is unconscious and stable.
Sounds great to me.
I'm just kind of nudging Theramin like... I think I can agree to those terms.
Very nice. He realizes that he doesn't have arms. And kind of goes, Nickling-clack, the dogs! And a little imp devil with a little inkwell and a bit of parchment paper sort of flaps its way down into the room and kind of goes, yes, of course, I will put this contract into the very beautiful calligraphy comes out of this little imp as he makes this very simple, quarter-page contract, which simply says, by signing the person who signs agrees that upon the instant of the second party's demise, their soul will be forfeit, and whatever life force left in their body will be used to maintain the life force of Theramin. If you could be so kind as to sign right here, my lady.
A sign, and then, but Thesia's signature, the S, is a snake.
Very cool. As you sign, you feel an itch on your hand, and you know that blood has been dripping down your finger and mixing with the ink as you signed. My lord, she signed it. Here it is. That's very good. That's all very official signed stuff. I will go and I will. This is his wife. I will go and arrange a meeting with you and the big boss man. That imp ferrets that contract away, and he goes, hold on for 1 second. And he just leaves chambers for a minute. And then he pops his slug head back in and kind of goes, you'll be going there in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Enjoy. And he takes his head out. This chamber sort of, you get the feeling that it spins. The outside of these archways looks like it blurs for a minute. And when it resolves itself, you see what is it's just wasteland. It's not wasteland because the sun has cracked the earth. It's not wasteland because It's covered in sand. There's no sand. There's just nothing living in this very flat expanse of soil around this chamber that you are in. And you can see that it only goes so far, and then it sort of drops off, and the entire sky and horizon are gradient shades of billowing red hues that don't exactly remind you of the sky, but it doesn't really remind you of anything in particular. It doesn't feel like there is a horizon as such. It almost feels like enclosed, but you cannot tell how far out it goes.
Mm.
And behind you, a voice sort of says, "Welcome to Nessus, the lowest layer of the nine hells." When you guys turn around, there is a beautiful banquet table that has appeared in this space, full of all kinds of foods that you guys really like. Not all of it's incredibly fancy. Some of it is just very simple but well cooked. And at the far end, seated at this chair, which is high backed but quite simple, made of wood, is a very simple looking person. He looks attractive, but not so much that it's like sexual or off-putting. Just quite nice to look at. Not very like unassuming, but he has like presence. He seems like he'd be a very nice person to talk to. He is a tiefling. He's got a very light hue of red skin with horns that curl back. He's got black hair that is sort of slicked back. He looks like he's in his sort of mid-30s. And the clothes that he wears are, again, just very well put together, but without being ostentatious or flashy. Theramin, I appreciate that your father has brought you here, but Lady and I are going to talk on our own, if that's all right.
Of course.
Although it's very nice to meet you, and I'm sure we'll talk again soon.
Yeah, and you. I like what you've done with my dad. But, we'll speak soon.
Yeah, we'll talk soon. Bye-bye. You're gone from this room. Would you like to sit down? Is there anything that one of my servants can get you? A drink of any description? Food of any description?
I'm fine, thank you. I'm gonna take like the seat at the other end of the table. Like, I don't want to get too close to him, but I'm
Sure.
being courteous and sitting down. Like, okay, we'll talk this out like grown-ups.
Yeah. All right. If you ever need anything, it's really no trouble.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm here to speak to you about an incident that happened and potentially offer my services for something in return. The item in question is the form splitter scythe. You may be aware that Peter Lagazi has taken it elsewhere to a little dimension to tame it, train it.
Well, indeed. The form splitter scythe is no longer in that little pocket dimension that he banished it to. They've fully locked that away. Now, it wasn't going to be able to stay in a dimension it didn't want to be in for very long anyway. I'm impressed that it worked, honestly.
So
So, forgive me. Tell me what it is you want to tell me. Tell me what it is that you want from me, and we'll go from there.
I would like that back.
Oh, you want the scythe? I understand. Yeah.
Not for myself, for the wielder of it, who it's destined to be with. I think both parties would appreciate that very much. And I would also like to ask for the powers of Peter Lagazi and the Lagazi Cabal family.
I have had the distinct pleasure of talking to 5 Yuan Ti over the course of my very, very long life. And every single time it's been very interesting. That has got to be one of the most interesting things I've heard. God, hundreds of years since I've heard something that interesting. I think there may be some misunderstanding about the Legazis and what their power is and where it comes from. So I'm more than happy to fill you in on that. Peter Lagazi was not the first of that household. The Lagazi household was one of the founding houses of Garandia, as it turns out. The founding member is a man named Caspian Lagazi. And I made a rather unorthodox deal with Caspian. Caspian wanted to live forever. And in order to do that, he wanted secrets which would lead him to magics, with which he would make himself immortal. Right? And in return, he offered to me that he would continue to do work in the material plane, and he would ensure that many, many people were doing their work in my name. So that's what happened. I gave Caspian some materials and some secrets with which he made himself immortal, and he has held up his end of the bargain. It's a continuing contract. If ever he were to fail to hold up his end of the bargain, I would be able to rescind those artifacts that I gave to him, and he would not be able to maintain his immortality. What I didn't expect from the very resourceful man was that he would be able to tinker away with those magics and extend, to some extent, his immortality to his descendants. So Peter Lagazi is one of the oldest ones. It took him a while before he could get the hang of it. But Peter was a living man. He had living children before he made the conversion. And then Caspian did something to him, which has made him effectively immortal. So it's actually, unless, I'm afraid Caspian's got the only artifacts that can be used to make himself live forever in the way that you are thinking. But honestly, I wouldn't make that deal with you. What he practiced upon himself, that's no life at all.
This is just kind of like taking it all in.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Well, thank you for being honest. In that case, I would like to retract that offer and instead ask for power that only you could provide to a paladin of Asmodeus.
One of my very own paladins. This is What a fantastic offer. I mean, it is entirely within my power to grant that. Yes. I tell you something. I don't think our ideologies are actually as different as you may think they are. Right? What is the goal of Malar? What are the goals of you as somebody who followed that god?
To like Thesia's really thinking about it because like after everything that's happened, it's like she is so conflicted of what she thinks now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because she was brought up like to be a one of the best hunters and
Yeah.
to be his champion and you know to fight, and that was what she was like bred almost to believe, like
Mm-hmm.
chaos. And now she's just like obviously sitting with Asmodeus going, oh my god, I'm questioning my entire life. uh, I think just to help people now. That's not Malar's, essentially that's not what he wants in a
No.
way. But
Malar's all about power, right? Power, satisfaction for yourself, overcoming odds, overcoming others, right? Exerting your will, your dominance over other people. And his methods are a bit more chaotic than ours, but in essence, power is what the Nine Hells is about. Power and opportunity. If you have the cunning and the skill and the guile to make it, you can rise as far as you want in the Nine Hells. If you are smart enough to outplay even the generals, you can rise to become an archdevil. In theory, if they were smart enough to outsmart me, they could become the god of the Nine Hells. Right? It's all, everybody claims the place that they earn in the Nine Hells. No matter how far you fall, you can rise up. But by the same token, if somebody else is better than you, they can take your spot. It's entirely a meritocracy here. And making deals for power and double crossing people, killing, eating, whatever it is you have to do to rise, anything goes. And that's the thing that most people are taught out of. They're taught that not everything goes in life, but of course it's not true. Right? They put all these restrictions on themselves. They put all these restrictions on other people. They say purebloods are lesser than Malazans. I think you've proven that that's not true. Right? As opposed to taking things as they are, they set all of these artificial rules to keep themselves in power. I think that if you're stronger than Matt Cheshire, you deserve to rule instead of her. That's obviously not what she believes.
No, it's not. And I'm flattered. Thank you.
Oh, I'm not. You haven't proven that you're stronger than her yet, but I'm just saying, if you are, or if you can be, no matter how you do it, drop a boulder on her for all I care. Yeah. Yeah, for sure I can give you paladin powers.
And the scythe?
Ah, the scythe. Now, I'm going to confess something to you. I'm not usually this honest with people. It's just I'm meeting somebody new. You came to me with this really interesting thing, and it's got me all excited. Caspian Legazi leads the people who work in my name, and therefore gets a lot of clout. There's a non-interference policy between the Legazi Cabal and any warlocks from the other generals of the Nine Hells and anything like that. The thing is, Caspian isn't bound to me. His soul, which presumably is never going to leave the material plane, is never going to make it to the Nine Hells. So he doesn't actually do my bidding, as it were. I reckon he wants that scythe so he can end our contract, and he doesn't have to do things in my name anymore. And for very obvious reasons, I'm not cool with that. So, insofar as dealing with Peter or any other Legazi people that you come across and getting that scythe, feel free. I won't get angry. But here's the thing. I can't pull strings to get that scythe out. I have people in the material plane who do things for me, and if I give you power, well, you won't be doing it for me, you'll be doing it for your own reasons, but you will be, you know what I mean? Like, people like you would be the way that I do that. And all of my people are the Legazi agents that you'll have to get through to get to the scythe. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I can't get the scythe out, but I can give you powers.
Would these powers help me?
Power always helps.
Kick down doors. What would you ask for in return?
Tell you what, kid. First drop's on me. You want a taste of power? Take it. It's yours.
And if I kept using this power?
Keep using it. If you want more, you'll have to come back. Right? You won't have to go through Balzabul anymore. You'll have a direct link to me. But yeah, this first taster, take it.
Okay. Yes.
No contract. Well, okay, we'll put something in writing just so that you can be sure that I won't take your powers from you randomly at some point, right? You want me to hold up my end of the bargain and keep it flowing, as it were. Fine. Yeah. He manifests a little quill. He just has a little chuckle. It's one of his favorite things to do. Writes out on this page, and with a wave of his hand, it sort of just flies its way across the table to you. You can see that it says that you will receive mechanically, you will receive first level paladin powers. So you will receive power directly from Asmodeus, which he will not rescind until such and such a time as the contract is renegotiated, at which point this one will be annulled. And that's basically it.
Okay. She kind of looks at it, reads it over, squints just to check for any small print.
So if you were to level up, that would be when you would renegotiate.
Okay.
Cool beans. So that, you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little screenshot of that, and there you go. That's what's in front of you. It's a little line for your signature, and you can see that he's already signed it. So he will be held to his own contract.
And Thesia signs it as well. The little snake.
Same thing. Bit of blood. Because I apologize for, like, he'll warn you before you do it. He goes, just so you know, there will be a little bit of something that comes out of your finger there.
She just kind of like looks up at him, like, over the bit of paper, like, yeah, I know.
Okay. And yeah, you sign it, and it floats its way back to him, and he rolls it up, and it just sort of like disappears in his hand. Great. So this is idle conversation at this point. Do you want to hang out? You
Want to chill?
chill?
I think she just, like, very calmly just gets up and says thank you for the offer. I'll be in contact if I do just want to chat, or if I decide to renegotiate the contract. But thank you for your help.
Of course. Anytime. And good luck.
Thank you.
A real pleasure talking to you. Looking forward to the next time.
So am I.
You are back in your body. Theramin, you've been back in yours for a few minutes at this point.
That was freaking crazy.
I was like muted, and I was just like, no.
Oh my god. I'm just sad I didn't get to eat any of the food that was on the table. Damn, I should have got some sausages.
Didn't trust the food. No, I'm glad you guys didn't eat.
He's surprisingly nice, but I guess he has to be charming.
Surprisingly nice and evil, because you
But
don't really.
He gave you powers for free.
Well,
he was nice.
Kind of. You're technically doing his bidding anyway. I think he wants to get rid of what's his name?
The Legazis.
The Legazi people. I can't remember the guy's name, the main guy.
The main
Caspian. He's so died.
Caspian,
yeah. So you guys now know of 3 different
Legazis.
families. You know the original Caspian Legazi. You know, a couple of hundred years later, Peter Legazi had a life as a normal human and then was transitioned to being one of these things. Oh, God damn it. He could have told you what they're colloquially called, which he probably would have done. He said that while Caspian is not, all of the people that he gives immortality to are called soul-caged hollows.
Oh, damn.
Actually,
so cool.
Got a ring to it.
It has.
Man.
So, theoretically, it depends on the contract. Well, thinking if there's a material component, wonder whether if I got Moon back, whether they could sever that contract.
It's interesting, right?
Oh,
Interesting, but because it had material components, I don't know whether they would have to be destroyed as well.
The material, so it seems like he gave magical artifacts to Caspian to facilitate whatever transformations he was going through, which he requires to maintain all of this stuff.
That's what I'm thinking. If they were destroyed, if Moon could do that,
could destroy our
that would be interesting.
We're talking, just so you guys know, like, artifacts are some of the strongest magic items that exist.
Yeah.
The Moon's powers are very strong. It's entirely possible that they'd be able to.
I love how it's now Moon Moon.
It's now
and
Moon Moon,
not
not Sliver.
Yeah.
No,
Slither.
no Slither.
It's Moon Moon.
But it's entirely possible based on
Yeah.
what you've heard. But we are talking about, again, artifacts like with the same legend status as Moon Moon that he probably would be using. And then, of course, the newest edition, which is Marta Lagazi, who was the one that you were actually able to deal with.
Yeah. And now I know, as me, not Cloud, but as I know what that is now, what happened to them. We were lucky.
Now that you know that.
Now that I know that they're immortal and like their story, we were lucky that we managed to take her down.
Yeah, I mean she's fresh, but yeah. There's a reason that Peter, who's 400 years old, is strong. Like
Yeah, got fucking radiant damage sword.
Range damage
Sunlight sword.
So much fun. Just so that I say it, guys, that's where we're going to call it for tonight's episode. Tune in next week for another exciting episode of the Mockeries. Thank you for watching. Goodbye. Thank you guys so much for watching this episode. If you liked it, please consider giving us a like, giving us a comment, subscribing, doing all of the fiddly little YouTube bits. As well as hitting us up on social media. We've got Facebook, we've got Twitter, we've got Instagram, we've got all these things. We would love to discuss these ongoing stories with you, and just have a conversation, be part of the community. We would love that. Do it, please, or not. Be your own person, but do what I say.